I didn't like the flat from the minute I moved in. It constantly feels like someone's watching you when you're here.
I just don't like going out of my room at night into the passageway. It's just too spooky.
Even maybe if you don't experience anything, there's just a mood in the flat that you don't feel at home, like you're not welcome.
Their fears were even captured on a video diary, which they filmed by themselves one night.
I can hear a lot of creaking. Can you, James? 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 Well, James, what are you looking at?
I had something move around near us.
Yeah, so did I, and I didn't say anything.
I couldn't quite work out what the sound was.
It was coming from the ceiling, wasn't it?
It sounded like the sound you get when paper's peeling off something.
Maybe we can go on... Oh, God. Hear that? James?
What? Hear what? Hear what?
What do you mean, hear what? Didn't you just hear that footstep on the stair? It was like a clog. I feel like there's a dark presence around us. It's horrible. Please tell me that was the noise of a door.
That just sounded like
a foot.
Wood cracking. Putting the camera back up.
Oh, God. Sometimes I'm not feeling that well. I feel quite sick and I feel lightheaded.
I'm bizarrely just come over like feeling really emotional. And like, I don't know whether that's because I'm scared or I can actually feel like the tears building up. I don't know why.
It actually got to the point where I was so scared that I didn't want to ask if there was anything there. I thought I'd rather not know.
James and Charlie claim they experienced many strange orbs during the recording of their video diary. Scared yet intrigued, they've decided to call in the Haunted Homes investigation team to help seek out this paranormal nuisance. Now that Mia has arrived in North London, her first task will be to perform psychometry on items from the home of Maria, James and Charlie.
Most of the time that I work in psychometry, I get to work with old objects. But you can still get information from relatively new ones. Hoping that's the case today, as none of this looks particularly old. So let's start with this. And it's a digital clock. You can't get more sort of modern than this. All I get with this is an image of a bedroom, and I see light-coloured curtains. I get a red light in the room. Now the next object I've got, a little statue of a Buddha. I smell candles, the smell of candles. I'm not sure I've ever done keys. It's a good idea. Okay. And these have been lost and found. We've definitely got noise going on. And that wasn't normal noise. We've got a money box in the shape of a telephone box. And I'm getting a pool of light. I actually get the phrase a pool of light, like orb lights. Okay, lastly, we have a paperweight. It's getting really hot. And it's going really cold. That's what I was waiting for. We've got severe temperature changes going on. It brings everything else to life. It makes all these things seem far more interesting and important. Looking forward to seeing the property now.
After examining the psychometry objects, Mia is now ready to walk through the flat, where she reports getting a real sense of what Maria, James and Charlie have been experiencing.
Hallway. Hallways are always interesting. There's a living room and a kitchen. We definitely have phenomena in here. But I can hear noises like chairs scraping, doors going. It's all to do with movement in here, movement and noise. Let's see what else they've got.
Mia walks through the hall, where the housemates often feel a strong presence of a man.
I can hear walking up and down the stairs in the corridor. corridors are always so busy.
She enters the bedroom where Charlie believes he was touched by a paranormal force.
And this bed has moved on its own. It takes a lot of energy to do that. If it's moved this bed, I'll be very impressed, but that's the sort of feeling I've got. So far, this is probably the best room for me.
She moves into Maria's bedroom, the only room in the house where Maria feels comfortable.
I saw this window in the psychometry. I saw the light curtains. I also saw red lights. I don't mean of an appliance, I'm on about lights being seen, as if in the air, orbs. And also, the sound as if something's been thrown. Not heavy, could be something light, like keys or... It's very much like somebody's lost something and then there's just hear this clink and on the floor. Now, there is a phenomena where you can get things taken, very small things, and then they just appear as if dropped out of thin air onto the floor. That is the feeling I'm getting, how brilliant it is. Well, there's definitely something in here. So I hope we can get it.
Mia says that she has identified paranormal activity in nearly every room in the flat. In the lounge, in the hall and up the stairs, in Charlie's bedroom, and in Maria's bedroom. Mia is accompanied by paranormal investigator Andy Matthews.
The only time I've ever really been afraid was in my mid-20s when I had what I can only describe as a mediumistic experience, because up until that point I'd been very sceptical. Until you actually experience something like that, it's not going to change your mind. And when it happened to me, it freaked the heck out of me, basically. And I backed away from the paranormal for many years. But when I returned with a very, very open mind.
Skeptic Chris French, professor of psychology, will look for a rational explanation.
With respect to the question of whether I personally would like the existence of paranormal forces to be proven, I have to admit the human side of me would actually be a bit shaken by that. I've spent many years arguing against the existence of paranormal forces. Having said that, the scientist in me is more interested in what's the truth. If they really do exist, then that's what we want to find out.
It's now Chris and Andy's turn to tour the flat. They're greeted by Maria and Charlie, who will fill them in on their experiences in each of the rooms.
Kitchen area. A couple of things have happened in here. Firstly, this was the area we did the séance. We had a sort of little séance that we did. We started off messing around, but I know. But it got a little bit hairy and we ended up stopping.
Were you using a Ouija board? Or
No, we just had some candles, all sat, there was 4 of us sat in a circle holding hands.
Had you experienced anything unusual before the séance?
Yes, we did. That's why we did it, just to see if there was anything there.
This is the hallway that we've actually seen the orbs on.
Are the orbs?
Yeah, the orbs that we saw.
Well, you've captured orbs on this stairway?
Yeah, me and James, we've done a night vigil with a night vision camera.
Yeah.
And
Charlie describes the harrowing